Have you ever wondered what happens when you turn 70? Everyone talks about it like it's a finish line, but no one ever tells you what it's really like. Well, I'm here to share the truth with you. If you think turning 70 means slowing down, losing your energy, or feeling like you've hit a dead end, think again. There are things no one prepares you for, and trust me, you don't want to miss these revelations. By the end of this video, you'll understand why turning 70 is less about aging and more about rediscovery. You'll learn why life gets better when you stop caring about what others think, and how small joys that you once overlooked can suddenly mean everything. If you're wondering what happens to your friendships, your family dynamics, and even your health at 70, I've got the answers you've been searching for. Stay tuned, because this video is full of insights that will change the way you think about aging. Whether you're approaching 70 or already there, these lessons will help you make the most out of this stage of life, and maybe even embrace it with excitement instead of dread. Plus, I'll share the 12 things no one tells you about turning 70. Trust me, you don't want to miss these. Make sure to watch till the end, because your perspective on aging might just change forever. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. You don't magically wake up feeling old. Turning 70 doesn't mean you wake up one day and suddenly feel ancient. Despite what society often says, it's not like some magical moment when you feel your age creeping up on you as if a number is suddenly stamped across your forehead. No, it doesn't work that way. There are days when you wake up and feel a surge of energy as if the years have melted away, and for a fleeting moment, you feel like you're 40 again. It's all about how you feel inside, not the number of candles on your birthday cake. Some mornings, you can wake up and feel vibrant, full of life, and ready to take on the world. You may even surprise yourself with the energy you have for certain activities, reminding yourself that age truly is just a number. It's not about your body's wear and tear, it's about your mindset and your ability to embrace life with the same passion you always had. This is something I believe deeply. Age doesn't define us unless we let it. Sure, there are physical changes that come with the years, aches, pains, and the inevitable slower pace, but those don't have to steal your sense of vitality. Life doesn't become any less exciting when you're older. In fact, it can become more meaningful as you learn to appreciate each moment for its richness. So, let go of that societal expectation that at 70, you should feel old. Embrace the idea that feeling young, full of life, and capable of doing anything you set your mind to, is entirely within your reach. It's how you feel, how you carry yourself, and the perspective you choose to adopt that truly matters. 2. People treat you differently. As the years go by, it feels like the way people treat you changes, almost as if they suddenly start seeing you through a completely different lens, one that no longer reflects the vibrant, energetic person you still are inside. It's almost as though society, for some reason, begins to view you as someone who has outlived their usefulness, whose worth has diminished with age. People start to treat you differently in ways that are both subtle and, at times, overtly patronizing. They might offer you a chair when you don't need one, assuming that your legs must surely be tired from walking, or they might begin speaking to you slower and louder as if they think you're unable to keep up with a conversation. These gestures, though often meant with good intentions, feel like reminders that others view you as somehow fragile, in need of constant care, or past your prime. It's a strange experience, one that doesn't just hurt your pride, but challenges your very identity. You begin to wonder, am I truly becoming the person they believe I am? But here's the thing, inside, I am still the same person I was decades ago. My mind still races with ideas. My heart still beats with a longing to live fully, to experience more, and to achieve what I once thought possible. I am still the same person who stayed up late studying, who made bold decisions, and who believed wholeheartedly that nothing could stop me from reaching my goals. And while my body may have slowed down a bit, my spirit is as fierce and determined as it ever was. The only thing that's changed is that people's perceptions of me have shifted, and that's something I struggle with every single day. It's hard to explain the pain of being seen as someone who has lost it, who is now limited by age. It feels as though society has decided that once you hit a certain milestone, everything you do and say will be measured by this number. This age, that suddenly defines your abilities. When people assume you've lost all ambition, it feels like an injustice, not just to you, but to everything you've worked for, every lesson you've learned, and every challenge you've overcome. The truth is, I'm no less ambitious now than I was when I was younger. I feel like I have more clarity, more wisdom, and more of a sense of what I want from life. And yet, society looks at me and thinks, "What's left for you?" It's heartbreaking. It's as if, in their eyes, age automatically means weakness, fragility, and a lack of purpose. But I know the truth. I know that age doesn't erase the fire inside me, doesn't strip away my desires or my dreams. I still long to grow, to explore new passions, and to keep learning. I still get excited by new challenges, and I still get that rush when I accomplish something that feels out of reach. The world may have placed its limitations on me, but I know in my heart that I'm the same person I've always been. Vibrant, strong, capable, and driven. What's frustrating is how often we let others' expectations shape our reality. We begin to doubt ourselves when others treat us as though we are somehow diminished, as though we're no longer worthy of the same respect or consideration we once commanded. It's a cruel and unfair expectation placed upon us, especially when we're still in the prime of our lives in our way. And yet, what do? We try to smile through it, to accept the gestures and the assumptions, because somehow that's just how things are. But deep inside, I feel this simmering frustration, this desperate need to make others understand. I am still here, still thriving, still capable of making my mark in the world. It's time we stop letting age define us. It's time we stop letting others view us as someone past their time. We deserve to be seen for who we truly are, not just as a number on a birth certificate, but as the vibrant, ambitious, and passionate individuals we've always been. I'm not done yet. I have more to offer, more to give, and more to achieve. Age may have brought its challenges, but it hasn't taken away my spirit, my will, or my drive. It's time to remind the world of that, one step at a time. 3. You stop caring about what others think. Turning 70 is more than just another year added to your life. It's a profound transformation. It's a moment when you've lived enough to finally let go of the constant, exhausting pressure to conform, to meet the expectations of others, and to mold yourself into someone you're not just to please the world around you. One of the most beautiful, liberating gifts that come with reaching this milestone is the freedom to stop caring about what others think. You begin to realize that all those years spent trying to fit into neatly defined boxes, trying to be someone you weren't, were, in the end, a waste of precious energy. You've lived long enough to understand that true happiness doesn't come from the approval or judgment of others, but from being unapologetically yourself. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. By the time you reach 70, you've already weathered countless storms and celebrated the brightest days of your life. Each moment, whether challenging or joyful, has shaped the person you are today. And through those years, you've gained wisdom. The kind of wisdom that only comes from living fully, from seeing the world in all its complexities and knowing that nothing and no one can define you but yourself. The opinions of others, the comparisons, the judgments, they lose their power. What once may have stung deeply or caused you to second-guess yourself no longer has that same hold over you. It's almost as if you've found a secret strength, a quiet confidence that makes you smile from the inside out. At 70, you've learned to embrace the beautiful messiness of life. No longer do you feel the need to squeeze yourself into the expectations of others, to be who they want you to be, or to follow the paths they think you should walk. You've been down your unique road, with all its twists and turns, and it has led you to a place of deep peace. There's an emotional power in this. It's like a weight is lifted off your heart, a weight you didn't even know you were carrying. The opinions of others, whether from family, friends, or even strangers, become irrelevant. You no longer have to play the game of trying to please everyone, of worrying whether you're doing things the right way. Instead, you get to live authentically for yourself. And that's the real gift. You've earned the right to live the life you've always wanted, free from the pressure of expectations. There's something profoundly emotional about this realization, this sense of relief and freedom that washes over you when you stop caring about what others think. You feel a deep sense of pride in yourself, not for what others see or think of you, but for your inner strength and your courage to live life on your terms. It's incredibly empowering. What's even more beautiful is that, in letting go of this need for external validation, you begin to connect with others on a much deeper level. You no longer need to impress or be someone you're not. People are drawn to your authenticity, to the quiet confidence you exude. And when you are unapologetically yourself, you attract people who truly see you, not the version of you that you felt forced to present. This leads to richer, more meaningful relationships, ones that are rooted in mutual respect and understanding, rather than the surface-level approval you once sought. This is what makes turning 70 so magical. You reach a point where the emotional weight of external opinions and judgments no longer holds you back. You step into your power, embracing the freedom to be true to who you are. And in that freedom, there's an unparalleled sense of joy and peace, a deep inner happiness that comes from living life on your terms. It's the kind of happiness that doesn't need to be explained, because you know, deep in your soul, that it's exactly where you were always meant to be. For small joys become everything. As life gradually slows down, something beautiful begins to happen. The frantic pace that once dictated every moment of your day begins to lose its grip. No longer do you feel the weight of an ever-growing to-do list hanging over your head, pushing you to race from one task to the next, without ever truly stopping to breathe. Instead, a deeper appreciation for the simpler things in life takes root, and the smallest moments begin to shine with unexpected significance. The subtle things that were once mere background noise now hold a special kind of magic. Take, for instance, the quiet majesty of a sunrise. When you stop to watch the world awaken, it feels as though time itself is pausing, allowing you to savor each fleeting second. The sky's soft colors gradually change from deep, soothing blues to gentle pinks and golds, each shift bringing a new layer of wonder. It's not just a natural phenomenon anymore. It's a profound reminder that even in the quietest, most routine moments, beauty and grace are waiting to be noticed. The sunrise becomes a moment of personal reflection, a time to center yourself before the day begins. Then there is the simple yet profound pleasure of enjoying a cup of tea. The sensation of holding the warm mug in your hands, the steam rising gently into the air, the rich, comforting aroma of the tea itself, each detail becomes an experience in itself. It's a pause, a ritual, a moment of stillness in an otherwise busy life. As you sip the tea, there's a feeling of warmth that extends beyond the beverage itself, spreading through your body and into your heart. It's in this simple act that you rediscover the joy of presence. The rushing, the worrying, the noise, all of it seems to fade away as you focus on the comforting taste, the warmth, and the deep sense of peace that follows. These are the moments when life feels whole, and the weight of the world feels lighter. And what about the rain? A soft, gentle rain tapping on the window, or a heavier downpour that makes the world feel hushed and private. The sound of rain is a symphony of nature, one that invites reflection and introspection. It brings with it a sense of calm, a feeling that everything is okay, even if the world outside is bustling with activity. In those moments, you feel connected not just to nature, but to something much larger, something timeless, soothing, and reliable. You might find yourself staring out the window, lost in thought, as the rain blurs the line between the outside world and your inner world. And as you listen, a sense of gratitude settles in, thankful for the quiet, the calm, and the opportunity to be still. These small joys, seemingly insignificant in the grand scheme of things, begin to matter more and more. It's as if the frenetic pace of life has faded away, and you're left with the pure essence of living. The simple, beautiful moments that bring joy and meaning. They don't need to be grand or extravagant. No, it's the little things that start to carry the most weight. The feeling of peace that comes with slowing down, of being present and aware, becomes everything. Life, once measured by milestones and achievements, now takes on a new form. It's no longer about the next big accomplishment, but about embracing the present moment and finding contentment in the small, quiet joys that fill your days. In our world that constantly pushes us to do more, achieve more, and go faster, it's easy to forget the richness of these seemingly ordinary moments. But when you allow yourself the space to truly experience them, to truly feel them, you realize they are the heartbeat of a fulfilled life. It's in these pauses, these small joys, that you find the true meaning of happiness. Not in what you have to do next, but in what you are doing right now. When you slow down enough to fully embrace the beauty of the present, life becomes fuller, richer, and infinitely more meaningful. 5. Your friendships change. As you reach the age of 70, something profound begins to happen. Your circle of friends naturally starts to shrink. It's a process that feels both inevitable and, at times, a little lonely. People drift away for various reasons. Life changes, differing interests, or simply the passage of time. You may find that some friendships fade quietly into the background, as the energy and connection that once existed simply aren't there anymore. It's heartbreaking, but there's also a strange sense of clarity in this shift. As painful as it may feel to let go of certain people, there's an undeniable beauty in the simplicity that comes with it. The friends who remain, those who continue to walk by your side through the later years, become your true soulmates. These are the ones who have stood the test of time, the ones who understand the essence of who you are and have witnessed the evolution of your life. They've seen you at your highest highs and your lowest lows. Their loyalty is unwavering, and their presence in your life becomes a source of comfort and strength. At this age, your relationships become more profound and/or raw. There's a deeper emotional connection that's formed, one that transcends superficial conversations or fleeting encounters. Instead, your discussions are often about the real stuff, the things that have mattered most to you over the years. Your hopes, your regrets, the lessons you've learned, and the memories you've cherished. You no longer waste time talking about trivial matters or indulging in the small talk that fills the gaps of younger friendships. Instead, the conversations flow effortlessly, rich with meaning, reflecting the wisdom that only comes from having lived through so many seasons of life. You start talking about things that truly matter, like how your heart feels in this moment, or what legacy you hope to leave behind. There's something incredibly powerful about these kinds of exchanges. The bond you share with these friends goes beyond just having someone to talk to. It's about the understanding that time is running short, and you need to make the most of every moment together. And there's also a quiet joy in knowing that these friendships aren't built on convenience or expectation. At this point, they are rooted in a deeper level of love and respect, and you no longer feel the need to prove anything. The dynamic of these relationships shifts. You don't have to impress anyone, and there's no more pretending to be something you're not. It's about being real, about showing up as your true, authentic self, flaws, quirks, and all, and being embraced for exactly who you are. There's also a profound sense of peace in knowing that these remaining friendships are the ones that will sustain you in the years to come. The small, often overlooked acts of kindness, whether it's a warm hug, a knowing glance, or just a comforting silence, become so much more meaningful as you age. You realize how rare and precious it is to have a small circle of friends who truly care about your well-being, who have weathered storms with you, and who are just as invested in your happiness as you are in theirs. So, as you get older, the friends who remain become not just companions, they become a testament to the beauty of life itself. These friendships are a reflection of all the hard lessons, all the shared joys, and all the moments of vulnerability and trust that have shaped you along the way. You begin to see how special it is to have a few people who have stuck with you through thick and thin, and you cherish them more deeply than words can express. Because in the end, it's not the quantity of friendships that matters, but the quality of the bonds you hold. And these remaining friendships are the ones that will carry you forward, helping you navigate the final chapters of your life with love, warmth, and understanding. 6. The mirror stops being your enemy. As time moves forward, the mirror gradually evolves from an adversary into a quiet ally. No longer a harsh critic, but a soft witness to the life you've lived. There was a time when it felt like the mirror was your constant enemy. You'd stand before it, picking apart every imperfection, every line, and every change, focusing on the things you wished you could reverse or turn back. Each wrinkle felt like a betrayal, each gray hair like a reminder of something lost, something you couldn't control. But, as the years go by, something extraordinary happens. The reflection you once dreaded slowly becomes one of quiet admiration, of gentle acceptance. Instead of critiquing your appearance, you begin to see your body not as something to be fixed, but as a powerful testament to your resilience. You notice how strong your legs still are, how your hands, though marked with age, still reach out with warmth and care. Your body has carried you through the most challenging of times, endured triumphs and failures, and has been your constant companion in ways that words cannot fully express. Those once dreaded wrinkles now become marks of a life well lived. They're not flaws but the map of your journey, the paths you've traveled. Each line tells a story of laughter shared with loved ones, of long days at work, of quiet moments of reflection, of the sheer beauty and complexity of life itself. And those gray hairs? They no longer represent the fading of youth, but instead become a crown of wisdom earned over the years. They signify knowledge, patience, and understanding gained through experience. They remind you of the quiet strength it took to weather storms, to face life's inevitable ups and downs, and to continue moving forward with grace. Rather than feeling the sting of age, you find yourself embracing it with a sense of pride. The gray hairs are like badges of honor, each one marking a year of living fully, of embracing both the light and the dark sides of life. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The changes to your appearance become something to celebrate, not to hide. What used to be a mirror that is criticized now reflects someone who has grown into themselves, someone who has discovered the deep, often quiet beauty of aging. It's not just about the physical changes, but about the emotional and mental transformations as well. You begin to appreciate your strength in a way you never did before. The mirror is no longer a space for judgment. It's a space for reflection, not only of your face but of your soul. You can see the kindness in your eyes, the wisdom in your smile, the courage in your posture. The mirror, once a reminder of time passing, becomes a reminder of all you've accomplished. The life lived, the lessons learned, the love given and received, it's all there. You realize that true beauty isn't just about youth or perfection. It's about the stories that make you who you are, the scars that tell of battles fought and survived, the quiet moments of grace and kindness you've shown yourself and others. And as you look at the reflection, you begin to feel a deep, overwhelming sense of peace. You no longer need to be perfect, to be ageless, to conform to an idea of beauty that the world once imposed on you. Instead, you embrace the changes, knowing they are a part of your growth, your strength, and your endless capacity to love life in all its phases. The mirror no longer holds the power to make you feel anything less than whole. It now reflects someone more comfortable in their skin, someone who appreciates the person they've become, flaws and all. And in that moment, you realize how freeing it is to accept yourself, to let go of unrealistic expectations, and to simply be. It's not just about looking in the mirror. It's about seeing yourself with eyes full of understanding, compassion, and the quiet joy that comes from knowing that you are enough, just as you are. 7. Your energy becomes precious. As the years pass, you begin to undergo a profound transformation. One that involves the way you see yourself, your time, and the very essence of what makes life meaningful. In your younger years, You might have felt compelled to say yes to every opportunity, every request, and every person who came into your life. The idea of pleasing others, fulfilling expectations, and staying busy felt like essential parts of your identity. But as you age, a deep shift happens, one that brings clarity and self-awareness. You start to realize, with stunning clarity, that not everything and not everyone deserves your time, attention, or energy. It's like waking up from a fog, where you suddenly see the world and your place in it with sharp focus. In your younger days, saying no might have felt awkward, uncomfortable, or even selfish. You might have worried about disappointing others, or feared that refusing to help or participate would make you seem cold or uncaring. But as you grow older, that fear starts to fade, replaced by the wisdom of experience. You begin to understand that your time is limited, and more importantly, that your energy is a finite resource that should never be wasted on things that don't bring you peace, joy, or fulfillment. The realization hits hard. Your energy is precious, like a rare gemstone, and it should be protected at all costs. Saying no becomes more than just a simple skill. It turns into an act of self-respect, a statement that you are worthy of choosing where to invest your time and whom to spend it with. You stop apologizing for not going along with everything because you've learned that your well-being comes first. You stop feeling guilty for not accommodating everyone's needs, and instead, you begin to savor the freedom that comes with making your own choices without the burden of others' expectations. There is an ace that arises when you stop overextending yourself, when you stop putting everyone else's demands before your own needs. It's almost like a weight lifts off your shoulders, and for the first time, you feel the lightness of being truly free. You start to understand, on a deep emotional level, that every moment you spend on something or someone who drains you is a moment you can never get back. The time you invest in relationships, activities, or situations that do not nourish your soul is time that could have been spent doing what truly matters to you. Whether it's nurturing your passions, cultivating meaningful connections, or simply enjoying moments of quiet reflection. Your heart and mind become clearer as you stop allowing toxic energy to invade your space. You begin to prioritize what nourishes your spirit, whether that's peace, solitude, love, or creativity, and you guard those things fiercely. There's a deep sense of empowerment that comes from learning to say no, especially when you realize that doing so is not about rejecting others. It's about accepting and loving yourself fully. You recognize that your boundaries are not walls to shut others out, but rather shields that protect your inner peace. This process isn't always easy, especially when you face the pressure to please or be everything to everyone. But the beauty of aging is that you've earned the right to choose who and what deserves your energy. You've learned that it's not about being selfish. It's about being self-aware, self-compassionate, and fully aware of the life force within you that must be preserved. As you stand in this newfound wisdom, there's a sense of peace and satisfaction in knowing that you are no longer wasting your energy on things that aren't aligned with your true purpose. You can look back on your life, knowing that you've learned the most precious lesson of all, that your time and energy are the most valuable resources you possess, and they are yours to protect, cherish, and invest in what truly matters. 8. Your health becomes your full-time job. Turning 70 is more than just another milestone. It's a profound reminder that the way you approach your health becomes the very core of your existence. At this stage in life, you can no longer afford to take your body for granted. Your health should be seen as your most important job, one that requires constant attention, care, and nurturing. You realize that your body has been with you through every joy, every struggle, every success, and every loss, and now it's time to truly honor it. The small, everyday actions you take today are not just habits. They are investments in your future well-being, and they will have a profound impact on how the years unfold. At 70, regular checkups with your doctor are no longer something to brush off or delay. They become essential for understanding the intricacies of your health. Every checkup is a step toward maintaining a quality of life that is truly fulfilling. These visits are an opportunity to catch any potential issues early, to ensure that your heart, bones, and joints are in optimal condition, and to discuss any concerns that might arise as you navigate the complexities of aging. They become routine, yes, but each visit holds the promise of helping you stay strong, healthy, and active for years to come. But it's not just about medical checkups. Nutrition becomes your secret weapon in this journey toward well-being. You begin to understand just how deeply what you eat affects your body, your energy levels, and even your mental clarity. Gone are the days when food was simply something to enjoy. It now serves as the fuel that keeps your body in the best shape possible. Your meals become carefully chosen, and rich in nutrients that support aging gracefully. Lean proteins, fresh vegetables, whole grains. Each bite is a conscious decision to nourish your body and feed your soul. The days of indulging in unhealthy habits are behind you, and you begin to see food not as a temptation, but as an ally in your quest for health and longevity. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Staying active takes on an entirely new meaning as well. It's no longer about being fit or looking a certain way. It's about maintaining the mobility, strength, and independence you've worked so hard to build. Whether it's a brisk morning walk, a gentle yoga session, or stretching before bed, every movement becomes a celebration of what your body can still do. You start to recognize the deep connection between physical activity and emotional well-being. The endorphins, the sense of accomplishment, and the joy of simply moving freely make you feel more alive than ever before. You no longer take your ability to walk, bend, or stretch for granted. It becomes something you cherish with every step. And when your body starts to feel tired or aches a little more than usual, you listen to it more attentively, taking the time to rest, recover, and ensure you're not overexerting yourself. It's not about pushing yourself beyond limits. It's about respecting your body and knowing what it needs. At 70, your health is no longer a background concern. It becomes your most important investment, and you know that every effort you make in maintaining it is an effort to protect the life you've built, the people you love, the experiences you cherish, and the memories you still wish to create. You realize that taking care of your health isn't just a matter of avoiding illness. It's about ensuring that you can continue to enjoy every moment, from the simplest joys of daily life to the special milestones that make life truly worth living. Prioritizing your health means you're not just surviving, you're thriving, and you understand that the love and effort you pour into caring for yourself now will return to you tenfold in the years ahead. It's a gift, not only to yourself but also to the people who care about you, as they witness you living with energy, joy, and purpose well into your 70s and beyond. 9. Family dynamics get complicated. As we age, family dynamics inevitably become more complex. There comes a time when we find ourselves stepping into the role of the elder, a position that can bring both pride and a deep sense of responsibility. Being the one who has witnessed years of change and growth, it can feel overwhelming to find the right balance between offering wisdom, providing support, and maintaining the personal space we've worked so hard to create. It's a delicate dance, isn't it? On one hand, we want to be there for our children and grandchildren, to guide them through the challenges of life, and to show them the way with the lessons we've learned. But on the other hand, we must not forget that our needs and our peace matter too. We need our own time to recharge, to simply be ourselves without the constant demands of others. It's easy to feel torn between these roles. There are moments when you want to share your knowledge and life experience, but there are also moments when you long for quiet, solitude, and the freedom to live without the weight of responsibility. And then, there's the emotional weight of knowing that you are no longer the child, but the one others look to for strength and guidance. It can be a lot to carry, and sometimes the lines blur. We can feel like we've given so much of ourselves that it's hard to know where our identity ends and where the needs of others begin. Family, in these times, becomes more than just those who share your blood. It transforms into the people you choose to love and who choose to love you in return. Sometimes, the bonds we form with friends, neighbors, or even distant relatives become just as important as the ones formed in our childhood home. It's a reminder that family is not just about genetics. It's about the connection, the mutual respect, and the unconditional love that we build, regardless of how we're related by blood. As we age, these chosen families often play a pivotal role, filling the gaps left by time and distance from our biological family. This all makes me reflect on the importance of nurturing those bonds, not just for ourselves but for future generations. It's about leaving a legacy of love, understanding, and the quiet wisdom that comes from living a full life, one where we give, but also allow ourselves to receive. 10. You start reflecting on your legacy. At the age of 70, a profound shift starts to take place deep within you. The years of your life, with all their ups and downs, victories and challenges, suddenly seem to hang in the balance, as if you're standing at the edge of a new chapter. You find yourself pausing more often, reflecting on the choices you've made, the paths you've walked, and the people who have crossed your journey. In these moments of quiet contemplation, something powerful begins to stir in your heart. The realization that your time on this earth is limited, and the impact you leave behind is far more important than any material possession you could ever accumulate. For so many years, you may have focused on the pursuit of success, accumulating wealth, building a career, and acquiring things that felt necessary at the time. But now, as the days unfold in a more peaceful rhythm, you start to see things through a different lens. The possessions that once seemed so important now feel like fleeting objects, easily replaced or forgotten. What truly matters, what leaves an indelible mark on the world, is not the stuff you've collected but the intangible gifts you've shared with others. The lessons you've passed on, the love you've given, and the kindness you've shown in both big and small ways. It's as if a light bulb goes off. The recognition that your legacy is built not on the physical things you leave behind, but on the emotional and moral footprints you've left in the lives of others. The wisdom you've shared over the years, whether through the quiet words of advice or the louder lessons born from your struggles, carries a weight that no amount of money can buy. Your actions, the way you've shown up for others, the compassion you've offered even when it wasn't easy, and the love you've given freely, have become the true measure of your life. These are the things that will stay with people long after you're gone, carried in their hearts, shaping the way they live and love. As you reflect, you begin to understand that this is the legacy that truly matters. Not fame, not wealth, not possessions, but the simple, powerful ability to touch lives in meaningful ways. You think about the family you've raised, the friends you've supported, the strangers you've helped, and the ways you've nurtured your community. Each act of kindness, no matter how small it seemed at the time, has woven a tapestry of goodwill that stretches far beyond what you ever imagined. The thought that the world is a little better because of your presence fills you with a deep sense of peace and gratitude. There's a quiet, yet undeniable beauty in the fact that you won't see the full impact of your legacy in your lifetime. You won't witness how the lessons you imparted will ripple through future generations, how your children, grandchildren, or even those you've mentored, will pass along the values of love, kindness, and integrity. But the mere knowledge that you've planted those seeds is enough to fill your heart with pride. It's a humbling feeling, knowing that your life has a meaning that transcends the here and now and that it will continue to unfold in ways that you won't even be able to witness. In this final chapter, you begin to cherish the quiet moments of connection, the laughter shared with loved ones, the tenderness in your relationships, and the knowledge that the world, in its quiet way, is a little bit richer because you lived. You are no longer obsessed with the things you can't control, but find peace in the understanding that your legacy is secure in the love and compassion you've shown. With each passing day, you feel a sense of fulfillment that no amount of material wealth could ever replace. It's the peace of knowing that you've done your part, and now, it's time to simply be. 11. Time feels like a luxury and a challenge. As you step into your 70s, time seems to take on an entirely different meaning. It's no longer something you can squander or simply glide through. Instead, it becomes a precious, almost fragile thing that demands your attention, respect, and appreciation. There's an undeniable shift in your perspective. The days no longer stretch out endlessly in front of you but seem to pass with increasing speed, as if life is gentle, yet firmly, reminding you that nothing lasts forever. This realization hits hard, but it's not a sad one. It's a wake-up call to focus on what truly matters. At this age, you start noticing that you simply can't do everything anymore. The days of rushing from one commitment to the next, trying to meet everyone's expectations, and squeezing every last drop out of your time, fade into the background. There's a subtle yet profound shift in your priorities. What used to be an overwhelming list of to-dos now feels less urgent. You begin to realize that much of what you thought was essential in the past no longer holds the same weight. The need to accomplish more, be more, and have more starts to fall away, replaced by a quieter, more deliberate approach to life. Instead of constantly checking things off a never-ending to-do list, you start asking yourself, what matters now? It's no longer about simply filling the hours with activity or running around trying to meet deadlines. You begin to understand that the quality of your time is more important than the quantity. You start making intentional choices about how to spend your time, choices that bring real joy, inner peace, and deeper connection. Whether it's nurturing relationships with loved ones, revisiting old passions, or simply savoring a quiet moment of reflection, you start seeking out what truly feeds your soul. The things that used to feel like obligations or distractions, work, social obligations, and even things you once thought brought you happiness, start to fade in importance. Your perspective shifts. You realize how little of it matters in the grand scheme of things. There's a certain wisdom that comes with age, a kind of clarity that allows you to distinguish between what's temporary and what's truly significant. You begin to see that your time is one of your most valuable possessions, and you become more protective of it. You want to spend it on things that bring you peace, contentment, and joy, not on things that drain your energy or hold no true meaning. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. This doesn't mean you stop doing things. It means you do fewer things, but you do them with more intention. You find yourself appreciating the small, seemingly insignificant moments. The smile of a friend, the warmth of a sunny day, the quiet comfort of your own home. You spend more time in the company of those who truly matter, and less with those who only take from you without giving back. You come to understand that it's okay to say no to things that don't align with your values or bring you happiness. You become comfortable in the space of simply being, rather than constantly striving. In these years, time feels like both a luxury and a challenge. It's a luxury because you now have the freedom to choose how you spend it, without the weight of obligations bearing down on you. It's a challenge because, deep down, you know that it's slipping away. But rather than feeling pressured or overwhelmed by this realization, you learn to embrace it. You come to cherish the idea that you don't need to do everything to live a full life. The richness of your experiences, your relationships, and your sense of fulfillment becomes more important than how much you can pack into a day. You start to see that the true gift of time isn't in the quantity, but in how you choose to fill it with what truly matters. 12. Small joys bring big happiness. As you get older, something beautiful happens. You begin to understand that true happiness isn't found in grand achievements or flashy possessions, but rather in the quiet, unassuming moments that we often overlook when we're younger. It's in the soft glow of the morning sun as it streams through your window, or the comforting warmth of a cup of tea in your hands. It's the little conversations with loved ones, where no words are needed, but the connection is felt deeply in the heart. These small joys, sometimes so simple that they seem insignificant, are the very things that start to mean everything. I've found that as I've grown older, I've learned to slow down and truly savor these moments, instead of rushing through life. It's in the sound of birds chirping in the early hours, the smell of fresh flowers, or the contentment of sitting quietly in a favorite chair. There's a certain peace in these tiny instances that fill the soul with a kind of contentment that no material possession ever could. The more we embrace these little pleasures, the more we realize just how fulfilling life can be, even when it's simple. In a world that often tells us to chase after bigger and better things, I think we forget that the things that truly bring joy are not always the loudest or most attention-grabbing. They are the whispers of love and beauty that surround us every day if only we're present enough to notice them. The happiness that comes from these small joys is a happiness that's more meaningful, more rooted in gratitude, and more lasting than anything else I've experienced. It's a reminder that the most profound experiences in life can be found in the smallest of moments, and that these moments are what truly fill your heart. As we wrap up today's video, I hope you've gained a deeper understanding of how the small joys in life can truly bring us the greatest happiness, especially as we grow older. From savoring quiet moments to connecting with those around us, it's the little things that make life rich and meaningful. So, what have you learned from today's video? What small joy will you focus on more in your daily life? I'd love to hear from you. Please share one thing you've learned and how you plan to bring it into practice in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave your comment, hit that thumbs up, and share it with others who might benefit from it. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on our future videos designed to help you live your best life as you age. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts.